What's going on, geeks? Well, finally, I rolled Snake Eyes on Whatnot. I opened the package because all of this came actually looking worse than this. I actually rebagged and boarded quite a few of it, but it came like this in a box with no packaging. Very upsetting by that, and the package was just not great. So I hit Snake Eyes. I hit it. I hit it hard. Um, I don't know what to say. Um, I committed a error in judgment doing these mystery blind boxes. I've done a really good job at kind of keeping my emotions in check, looking at the data, looking at the numbers, seeing what kind of packages are being open, and I thought I got blinded by one book, and a win. You can win. As you bid on a lot of these mystery packages, and I'm going to do a video about like the best ways to attack um, being a buyer on Whatnot. I think that's going to be key because there's a lot of deals to be made, a lot of deals to be had, but then there's also a lot of ways you can get screwed by emotion. It's very emotional as you're bidding up things, as you're getting involved, as you're chasing. A lot of people put out there like these mystery packages where you can actually win a great slab, and I've won quite a few of them. But sometimes, like I said, emotions get in the way. So I'm going to talk about a big loss I hit here. Big loss. What's up, Martin? Appreciate you hanging out with me tonight. But I'm going to show you like the first book that came out of the bundle, which got me excited, which got me to kind of keep wanting to be a part of it. So this was, I think, three different mystery boxes. I didn't pay a lot, but I wish if I turned that money, I could have turned that money into one really good book. But I got this, and on the bottom there, you see that trade paperbacks. I hate that. I hate when people throw that stuff in and use it as added the value. Especially what was happening here was he was using the MSRP on the back of the trades as part of the floor of the mystery box. So like this one book was like it said on the back like $30. That was the floor, right? And then he threw in a bunch of garbage books. That's upsetting, especially like when you're getting in there, you see a lot of what the potential could be, and it's just not hidden. Oh, thanks, Martin, about last night's show. I appreciate it. Agree. They are a huge gamble, but again, it depends on the gamble. Like when I'm doing the mystery boxes through I'm gonna be open up one soon from Comic Tom, Box Heroes. Like I know I'm getting like decent books, at least newer books, so I'm getting the value of what I would have gone to at the comic shop and get it. And then there's sometimes, that chase and that hunt and that. So, but this is the ones you have to really work on avoiding, and especially when they're not packaging them well, when they're not telling you about like how they're looking at the book and it's not even like the condition of the book is so bad at times, but then they're valuing it at what the full price is, which makes no sense because that's not it. So I'm gonna show you like this was three different mystery bundles. The book I hit on the first one, which got me excited, was the Solo Wonder Man #1. I believe this is from 85, 86. Um, so this one was exciting. I was like, I saw it. He showed it like this, really quickly. It looked good to me. But then as I get it, there's at least 20 color breaking spine ticks on this thing. Like this is not in great shape. Like this is I don't know, $5 book at best. That's it. So I get this in that mystery box, and I'm like, okay, well, and it was a Marvel box. These are all mixed up now, but I'm gonna just go through and show you some of these books and like what he had them rated at. So like Klaus and the Crying Snowman Like this is from Boom Studios. He has it valued at $10. Not a terrible book. This one's not one of the bad ones. We'll get to the bad ones. Oh, Martin, that's why you hesitate on bidding on mystery. I agree. I do. The video game ones, especially that one. Those, I hit ET on one of them, right? I didn't have ET, so I was okay with it. But again, it's the cost perspective, right? So like these were 30 a pop, more than again, it was an emotion kicked in, right? This is not a bad book either. So Red Sonja, Vampirella, Meet Betty and Veronica, not a terrible book. But again, okay, so there's not terrible books here. Sin City, a Day to Kill For. I think this might be the best book and in the best condition. It's still in the polybag. But then, again, another Klaus, The Life and Times of Joe Christmas, another Klaus and the Witch Hunter. And then you get, some of these DC 60-cent books, which they're not terrible books, but they're in terrible shape. That's the thing that kills me is like when you're adding these in and you're trying to put a value on it and you're saying, well, you're giving it high grade value for a mid-grade book. That's when I'm really not happy with that. So Superboy and the Legion of Superheroes, this one was number 231, number 244, and again, I rebagged and board a lot of these, and a lot of these came without bags and boards. That is another huge red flag for me. They're not bagged and boarded, and you don't know in the mystery pack, but when he starts opening up and I start seeing things not bagged and boarded, I'm like, okay, maybe you'll get to them, but then they're just sent in a box like this. I was pretty fuming. 214, 233, and then here we go. Here we go with a lot of these just fell off my desk, but a lot of the muck. So here's a whole stack of books, not in bags and boards. And they are all Sleepwalker. Sleepwalker. Like, this is awful. I didn't even get number one. Sleepwalker number one at least has like a $10 value or something. But they're all beat up. But this is what's thrown in there as part of the value. You can't do this. You can't. I mean, if you want to throw in, this as part of it as kind of like the joke to fill it in, and then throw in like a nice $50 book or $40 book, great. You can do that. To try and get rid of inventory, but you're gonna, here's some reader copies if you ever wanted to read Sleepwalker. Here's 3 through, 12, 13, 14, and then 18, 19. It jumps up. Here's an Incredible Hulk Deluxe. Again, not in a bag and board. It's not a bad book. Again, not in a bag and board. A lot of indie books. Here's Evangeline, Rumble, Plastic Forks. I mean, Powers was actually not a bad one to get in this. But again, there's minimal value and it's in terrible condition. This is number 2. Proposition Player. I mean, like, I'm just going through this stuff, and this is Shadow Reavers. Although this is a kind of a cool cover. I do have to say, I like the kind of hand with all that's kind of cool. Another Shadow Reavers. Yeah, these were okay. I got Pulse 1 through 4 from Marvel. I like this one because it was like the cover of a Daily Bugle. But again, these have no value. Then I started seeing books like this, which drove me crazy. These are from Dynamite. And it's the Kings of YouTube Comedy Making Comics, Smosh. And I was like, oh, that's kind of a cool Mario cover, but these are, again, worth nothing. Steak, the era of great wonders. I mean, this is all schlock. Here, Ultraverse Premiere, number 1 by Malibu. Another Sleepwalker. This one came in a bag and board, number 20. Why number 20 was in a bag and board? No idea. Stealing Oz. Another Smosh. Not in the bag and board. Another Smosh. Superman 12. I mean, again, we got this Joker issue, which was a cool cover, but again, terrible shape. The Joker presents a puzzle box, issue 5, but it was, dings and stuff all over it. And then we go through a run here. Again, more books that are in bags and boards or not in bags and boards of Archie meets Batman 66. I mean, these are all Archie meets Batman 66. Like, again, I get it if you want to dump inventory and you're looking to do these mystery boxes, but you got to put something in there. And that was what was killing me was this was in one of those boxes where it was like all garbage. And then it was this Captain America sealed book, Captain America Dark Designs. It's like this really mini kind of weird graphic novel. It's really small. Like if you look at a regular graphic novel, like it's that's thicker, but it's got a retail value on the back of $24.99. So of course, there you go, $24.99, $25, $30 floor, and all those books there got to be worth $5, right? This is not worth $25. I don't care. I'll never go to the store to buy that. Another one, Iron Man, International Iron Man. Who the hell wants this? This one, $29.99. I guarantee these were bought at like an Ollie's discount. Upshot, AWA Upshot. And this is like a bunch of different books. This was thrown in there too. I was just so upset. There were some good things. Like there's these Goon books. They're not bad. But again, none of them are bag and boarded. There's spine ticks everywhere. And these were actually printed on thicker, they were like those thicker covers, like nicer paper. But they're in terrible shape. So Goon 14, 18, 20, 21, 22. Garbage condition. A decent book here. X-Men 37. Decent book. I was like, okay. A $5 book. Great. $5 book. Then I get this cover, and I'm like, oh, this is actually kind of a cool, 90s foil cover. There's a big tear on the bottom. There's a tear. Like, 90s book with a tear, this is garbage. Spider-Man book, not bagged and boarded. Spine ticks and color rub everywhere. X-Force book, same thing. We have this X-Men book, and it's like, oh, look, X-Men 162. And I'm like, okay, cool. I goes my X-Men run. No, this thing is water damaged all over the back. Like, again, upsetting. Marvel Universe. Another 90s Hulk. Here's some Deathlock books. Another Marvel Universe. I mean, it's bad. I was just upset. But again, so that's the key here. This is the key takeaway from this. Whenever you're doing this, and especially if you're doing blind mystery packs, you got to take emotion out. You cannot bid more than the floor ever. I don't care what they're telling you is in those packages. Because number one, unless it's graded and they're telling you there is graded books in those mystery packages, which is the ones I love bidding on the most. Actually, I'll probably bid on tonight. No, Martin, all these are the same seller. I'll have the seller info. I have to get my phone. I'll post the seller info later. I don't know where I put my phone. It's buried in these garbage comic books now. But it was just a terrible experience. But again, I've had like 40 great experiences, right? I've opened up tons of packages and I've had one bad one. I've learned a lot from this one. And again, you got to take emotion out of it. Bought that first pack, and just because I got that Wonder Man, I got a little excited. And I had to pull back on that. I should have just realized, like, okay, everything else in that package was not good except for that Wonder Man. So I should have, at that moment, understood that even a Wonder Man 1, which is not, we're not talking about Avengers, was Avengers 6, I think, which was his first appearance or something like that, like a Silver Age book. Something with some value. We're talking about an 80s book. We're talking about a late Bronze book, possibly maybe even could consider it Copper Age. I got excited for it, and I shouldn't have. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to buy another one. Then I got a bundle of just some of this DC Archie garbage. And I'm like, oh, my God. Now I felt like I had to buy another pack to try to make up for it, because it's like, well, let me get another one because it can't be as bad as that last one. And it was worse because then I ended up with all those sleepwalkers and these trades, and it was not great. Not a great experience. But again, like I said, I'm learning from it because all this stuff, and I'm going to talk about it because I've had people ask to put out, like, because I do win a lot. I've won a lot of giveaways. I've gotten some great books. I've upgraded my collection with some of them. I mean, still, a few of them are my favorite books that I've gotten. I mean, I got Silver Surfer, Fantastic Four 50, the Brown Silver Surfer cover, which was like it's my earliest Fantastic Four book. And it was, it's not great, but it's a great book especially with what I paid for. I mean, so it's like, I'm up, like if I was at a casino, I'm way up. I know that. But at times you got to know, again, going back to, you got to know when to hold them, you got to know when to fold them. And sometimes, especially when you're looking at these, you got to watch for somebody else buying the mystery package to see if it's something that you'd be interested in. And also don't be afraid to ask questions through the chat. I always do that. Again, I didn't do that here as much. I don't know why this day, what happened. Maybe I wasn't just in the right mindset. It just, especially if you're trying to winning and whatnot. I don't know if that's even really all that possible to be, winning, but at least that you're getting what you want. I think that's the key, right? You get things that you want. I got nothing here I wanted. I mean, except for that Wonder Man book, and even at that was meh at best. So sorry for my 16-minute rant on that, but wanted you guys to see that it's not always winning. You don't always win. And that's again, I'm not saying it's okay, but for me, I'll take it as it's okay because I've gotten some great stuff. I talked about it last night. I got some great video games. I definitely made way more again in increasing the value of my collection, which I think is the focus. I want to increase the value of my collection overall and get some key books. So hopefully you guys enjoy this. Hopefully you guys like this. Please, thank you guys for the ones who joined tonight. I know it was abrupt. And it's a little bit late, but I appreciate it. And my hope is that we can do more of these kind of talks, more of these chats, especially as you guys are buying on whatnot. You're welcome, Martin. I appreciate you guys listening. But again, you gotta take the emotion out, especially when you're the big key too is like when you're bidding on something that you really want, and the bid just keeps going up and up and up, and you already feel like you're pot committed. You got to learn to cut the cord. You got to put yourself at, okay, I can't even be upset at myself if the next bid wins, even if I didn't bid again. You just got to cut it. You got to figure out what that ceiling is for you and just call it and just say, hey, you know what? I lost this time, and at least you lost, but you don't lose any money, right? So that's, you might not have gotten the book, but nothing came out of your pocket. So that's kind of what I've been trying to do, put a cap on where I'm at if people start bidding it up, especially when you're in the bigger shows. I've talked about Comic Tom, Jim Mint, those guys have 500, 600 viewers in their shows, unless it's something like Holy Grailish. The only time I'm ever in those shows watching is when I know they're giving away big key items, and you never know, you might win. But that's kind of it. So thanks guys for listening. Again, like, subscribe, comment, definitely appreciate it. And Martin, there you go. You had to cut some games, and you really wanted to keep going. You just had to cut yourself off. And sometimes you just got to do it. You got to do it. We're not all Sean. I know he's gonna listen to this and he's gonna yell at me. We're not all Sean. We can't all just go all in all the time. So gotta play Texas Hold'em. But thanks, guys, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.